Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kat, and for today we are going to be doing a full face of new makeup. This includes stuff that I had unboxed in advent calendars from Glam Shop and P, Louise, as well as just a whole bunch of other stuff. So I am really excited for us to jump into all of this. Also, check out these earrings. Are these not just the absolute cutest earrings you've ever seen? They are also from Genre, and so I will link her information down below. She is an indie jewelry maker, and these are some of her holiday earrings. She has so many cute things, and so you guys definitely need to go check her out. They are super inexpensive for what you're getting. I think these were like $17 or $18, I think, something like that. So super inexpensive, make really cute gifts, so definitely go check that out. But before we jump into the makeup real quick, I wanted to show you guys two additional P. Louise palettes that I picked up. They were new for their holiday release, and I think they had 3 options, but I only ended up picking up 2. And we know P. Louise has huge packaging. So that is both of these guys, and they are dual-sided palettes. So you have colors on the front and the back. And I just have to show you guys because this was so unexpected. So we'll go ahead and open the pink one up real quick. It literally has a little key and a lock that like holds it all in place. So you unlock the lock like a little journal of some kind, and it's so cute. So then the lock just comes off and you are able to pull the tab. So the back portion is these guys. So the pink one is like your more bright color stories, and then the green one was all of the pastels. So this is the back of it. But then when you open it up on the front, I'm going to turn the ring light down here so you guys can see a little bit more of what it does. It has a color changing LED light. And so when it's like, when you don't have a ton of bright lights on, you can see all of these different lights going off, and it was so cute and unexpected. I was just like, it's like a rainbow of color going on there. So I thought that was so cute. And then this is the front half. And the main reason why I picked these guys up, I'm gonna turn the ring light back up. Heaven forbid we have natural lighting going on, guys. So the main reason that I grabbed these is that I absolutely love the P. Louise formula for their matte shades especially. And I figured if I get these 2 palettes, I'm not gonna need to get another palette for a hot minute, because at that point, with all of the P. Louise palettes that I have, I pretty much have every shade in the rainbow that I would need. And so it would be unnecessary to spend any more money on that. But because of the advent calendar, I now also have been exposed to all kinds of other products from P. Louise, and so the money spending will never end. But let's go ahead and jump into getting this face started. You guys can also see my face is not as swollen anymore. It's sort of coming back to the normal jawline that I have. I mean, oh, it was rough coming out of that surgery and seeing just this side of my face, just like a golf ball on my mouth. So for the foundation, we're going to be using the Air Flash Spray Foundation from Dior, which is not new, but it's new to me, and I have been wanting to try this guy for literally forever. And so I am super excited for this. I don't know if I need to shake this up at all. I think so. We're going to give it a little, yes, okay. There's, as soon as you hear that there's like one of those little balls in there, then you're like, yep, you got to shake it up. And I do have a face brush. This is from IT Cosmetics. It was one of their, I think this was the holiday brush last year. I think it was a heart this year. It's in the shape of a star. It's super cute. So I did get a color match of this at the store because I was like, this is a whole lot of money to spend if I don't know if it's my shade or not. So the way that they recommended doing this is that I'm going to spray it on the brush and then apply it to my face. I normally use a beauty blender, and so this is going to be weird. I don't typically use a brush, so we'll see if I enjoy that type of application. Also, I don't know how to spray this without it like being a mess, so we're gonna learn about this together. All right. Oh God, okay. My hand is going to be coated in foundation by the end of this. Okay, all right, we're just gonna buff that on, I guess. It definitely is a nice color match for my skin tone, which is nice. And it doesn't feel particularly heavy, which is also nice. I probably should have waited to put the earrings on until after I was done with my face, otherwise how do I get my neck? God, this is gonna go everywhere. My hand is literally gonna be coated. Okay, I don't know what I think yet. It is super light coverage, that is for sure. I feel like there's not really anything going on in my face right now. Like, there's nothing there. So, yeah, I mean, that's great, I guess. I don't know what to do with that. And I am, in fact, coating the whole brush every time, so I feel like it should be going on there, you know? Okay. It does have a little bit of a perfumey scent on there, which is kind of nice. It's not unpleasant. Just a light kind of perfumey, like not super flowery, but like a little bit. Okay, it is not resting nicely in the more dry areas of my face. So that is one thing I am definitely already noticing, is I have some dry around my cheeks and nose, and it is definitely patchy in that area. Okay. I really feel like this is not showing up except for in those dry areas. So I don't really know what to make of that. Because when I first pack it on, like, it looks like it's gonna apply nicely, and then as soon as I go to like blend it out everywhere, it just like disintegrates into nothing. So maybe that's what they mean by like the airbrush effect, is that it's literally, it looks like there's nothing there. So it's very interesting. As it goes on, it does kind of dry a little bit lighter, which is interesting because you can kind of, I don't know if you guys can see from me spraying it everywhere, it's like all over my fingers. And so, but it is significantly lighter than what it looked like on the brush, which is interesting. And I mean, it's a great color match, I guess, in that I can't even tell that I have foundation on, except in the areas where I have dry skin, because it got very patchy there. And everywhere else, it just looks like my skin, like there's nothing on there. And so I don't know how I feel about this. Like, if you have, I would say medium to oily, this would probably be a great foundation for you if you're wanting that light coverage. But like for me, I also hate applying things with a brush, because since I have dry skin in some areas, it definitely ends up kind of exacerbating that because the brush is dry. And so I will try this again with a sponge to see if I prefer that, but I can definitely say that as of right now, like, I mean, I guess it's nice because I can't tell that I have anything on my face. So we're gonna move on to concealer, and I don't have anything new for that, so I'm just gonna do that real quick off camera, and then we will jump back in. Okay, so next up we're gonna move on to brows, and for that I have from ColourPop, this is their brow pencil, and this is part of my continuing search for inexpensive brow products. We tried the e.l.f. one before, and so now we're going into ColourPop because I saw it at Ulta and I was like, let's give it a try. And so I grabbed the one that is in the shade Warm Blonde. So we will see how that goes real quick. I also feel like I never really notice if my brows need a trim or if I need to tweeze at all until I am actually putting brow product on my brows. Like, I never look that closely, and then now I'm looking at it and I'm like, ah, there's hair everywhere. So that's super fun. I need to pay better attention to what's going on with the hair on my face. I think it's a good brow pencil. It is a little bit of that stiffer formula, and so you can be super precise with it, or you can just kind of fill it in. I do think that the warm tone of it is a little bit too warm. I have more of cool toned blonde, and so I think that the warm is a little bit too warm. So I would probably need to go with a little bit more of like a taupe or just a cool toned blonde to get it to match my hair color a little bit better, because I feel like the orangey warm toned nature of this stands out a little bit more, because that's not the natural tone of my brows or my hair in general. Yeah, I think it went on pretty nice though. I will say that as far as the formula goes, I think that this is fairly similar to the consistency of the Anastasia Brow Wiz, just because it is a little bit of that stiffer formula. And so I think if you enjoy that, you will enjoy this. All right, so next we're gonna get into complexion products. And for that, Kaleidos just came out with these trios of their complexion products. You can also get the illuminator portion separately as its own individual compact. And so for this, I chose the trio in the shade Light, which is the lightest one. I think they have 6 different trios though that you can get, which is already an expansion on the complexion products that they had released like a year or 2 ago, where they had 3 different color variations. And so the 6 are more expansive, they go deeper than the ones previous, and so I thought that was really, really nice. And so this is what it looks like on the inside. You can definitely see the light one is more cool toned in nature. The illuminator, I don't know how much use I would get out of that. If you are someone that enjoys the like matte version of a highlighter where it just is meant to brighten, you would really enjoy this, but I prefer to just go with a regular highlighter. And so I primarily really liked the 2 shades of the bronzer on here. And so that's what I'm gonna be trying. I think I like the middle one. The middle one is just ever so slightly more cool toned grayish, whereas this guy is just slightly a little bit more warm toned. And I like for my bronzers to be very nice and cool toned. So we're gonna go with the middle one. Might end up dabbing into the outer one a little bit as well, but let's go ahead and see how we like it. I do also find that the metal tin is very nice. It's magnetized and it's got a good weight to it. It's very comfortable in the hand, and so a little bit different than some of their other containers for like their palettes and things like that. But it is more similar to the containers that they have for their Space Age highlighters. So this is definitely a really nice kind of natural tone for creating just ever so slight a shadow, which is really, really great if you are someone that doesn't want to go like super hard with the contour and you're just wanting to create just ever so slight that chisel. This is actually really, really nice, and it blends out very, very well. It's a super soft formula, and so I really, really like that because it's not too overbearing, which is great. And so yeah, just adds ever so slight a little bit of that shadow because of the cool tone nature of it, which is awesome. So if you are someone that is just wanting to get started with contouring, or you prefer that more natural look, I think this is actually a really, really good product to check out. All right, so next we're gonna move on to blush. And for that we have from the P. Louise Advent Calendar, this is the Had Me Blushin' blush. And it is a duo, which was super fun that they created. I was not ready for it at all. You open it up like this, the pieces just kind of slide out, which is really, really cute. And then you have the mirror on the other side of this front cover. So the 2 shades are kind of a more pinkish tone and then a more corally orange tone. And we know I love a good corally orange, so I think that that's the shade that we're gonna go with for today. I do think that even though it's super cute, this is a very small pan, and so I like using what would typically be considered a foundation brush. I like to use that for my complexion products, so we'll see how good of a dab. Okay, I can get a good dab in there. So let's see how bold this is. Okay, very, very light tone on there for the peachy corally one. So I'm gonna build that up just a little bit more. Oh yeah, that is such a soft, soft blush. That is not overwhelming at all. Man, I hate that I used this foundation because these complexion products are so nice, and it's just all I see is right around my nose, the dry skin. That's really frustrating because the rest of this is absolutely gorgeous. Like, this blush tone is like my favorite blush tone ever. I love a good orangey coral shade. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh my god, I love it. And it's definitely clearly buildable because this is the difference. This is 1 coat that I've put on, and this is 2 coats. So you can definitely build it up really, really nicely on there and have it as natural or as bold as you want. So that is awesome. Oh, I love this shade. It's so cute. Like for my complexion, like this kind of blush tone is perfect because it's so natural. Like my face tends to flush like this shade. So this is awesome. Oh, that's so pretty. I really like it. And it's such a nice soft powder. It's not too like dusty where it crumbles into the pan. I mean, you can see there's no fallout on there. The pan has kept its rigidity. And so that is really, really nice. So it is just, that is just such a cute blush. Okay, really like that one. Oh man. Oh, okay. We do also have those liquid blushes that had come in the advent calendar, and they do have more shades available on their website, and so I would definitely go check those out. I'm super interested. But we do also have the highlighter, and the one that I received in the advent calendar was a super bright gold, and it had kind of broken up a little bit, and so I was a little bit bummed. But that gold is too bright for me to actually use as like a highlighter. But if you have a deeper skin tone, oh my goodness, it would be absolutely stunning. And so for my skin tone, I ended up going and picking up the shade White Wedding, which is this very nice kind of silvery white shade. So we will try that out and see how that goes to see if we like the formula or not. So I'm gonna dab it on there. It is very sparkly. Ooh, okay, that is definitely an icy tone. I really like that. That for like Christmas time is perfect, and for New Year's that is a really nice sparkle, and it's not too overbearing. I'm sure though if you were wanting to like build that up, you definitely could, because it is super sparkly. But with just one coat, it just adds like a nice, ever so slight kind of glow to the cheek. I really, oh, it's just ever so, I like that a lot. Okay, this is what I mean. These face products are so nice, and the stupid foundation ruined it. Ugh. I'm super salty about this. I will try it with a blending sponge to see if that does anything better, but with a brush, I hate it. I do not like it at all, and it is not worth the money. And I have a feeling that just in general, even if I use a sponge, it's not gonna be worth it to me, because I have plenty of other foundations that I really, really like that don't cost like almost $70. All right, but we're gonna move on to the eye look next. And so we have two different palettes that I'm gonna be using from the advent calendars. We have from Glam Shop, one of the two palettes, and I think you guys can guess which one. We're gonna be using the colorful one. Primarily, I wanna use these two kind of lilac-y tones. And then we're gonna do, it's a half neutral, half lilac-y look. And so we're gonna be using the Timeless Treasures palette. I still cannot believe that they had this full-size palette in the advent calendar. It just blows my mind. And then inside, this is the color story. Really nice neutrals, but definitely you've got a line of cool tone neutrals at the top, warm toned neutrals in the middle, and then more of your kind of pinkish corally tones at the top, and just really, really pretty. I mean, this silver shade is looking real handsome. So I'm planning on doing the cool toned browns that are on this top line, and then I'm gonna combine that with the lilacs from the Glam Shop palette. So I'm gonna be very curious to see how this goes, but I thought that would just be kind of a fun, like, pop of color for the inner third, and then the rest of it just being these neutral tones. I thought that would be super interesting, and then maybe do like a fun liner, because we do have the Kaleidos multi-chrome liners that I had used in my video from a couple days ago. I definitely kind of want to use those again, so we're gonna see if we can maybe include like a purple one for the liner. So let's go ahead and jump in. We'll start off with the lilac tone, because typically I like to start with the lighter shades and then work my way out to the darker. So we will go in with this beautiful lilac tone. And the Glam Shop matte shades, I will say, do crumble a bit more in the palette, but they are not bad when it comes to fallout on your eye. So that is just something to kind of keep in mind. And they build up pigment super, super quick, which is awesome. Like you can see already, this is just 2 touches into the palette, and I'm already getting a really, really nice light lilac shade on my lid. All right, so I pulled it to about the almost the middle portion of my eyes, so we have a good amount of space to blend with the neutral shades. And I mean, we already know how awesome the Glam Shop shimmer shades are. They are absolutely amazing, some of the best in the game, and their matte shades are equally as good. And so if you are curious on the quality of the matte shades, I can definitely confirm that they are really, really awesome. Super buildable, very easy to blend, and so if you were like holding off on getting any of the matte shades, they're definitely worth it. I mean, you can see just how nice and bright this lilac shade is, and that's with 2 seconds of work. All right, so next we are gonna go into the matte shades in the P. Louise palette. And for that, I think I'm gonna go into the crystal clear shade, which is this medium tone. And then I think for the end, we're gonna go into Forever Ever, which is this really nice deep tone. And I do really appreciate that in these larger palettes, there is at least a good scale of like light to medium to dark tones, because that is definitely one of the things that frustrates me with some of these larger palettes out there, is if you've got like 30 shades, but you only have light to medium shades, like what's the point? Because you can't create any depth to the look if you don't have darker shades, and it's completely uninclusive. And so I really like that P. Louise creates these palettes that are super inclusive. From small to large palettes, all of them have a really good range of shades, so that way anyone can create a look. Okay, so the matte shades are all done, and I am really, really enjoying this look. It's so cute. I don't know what it is about like a really nice bright pastel with some neutrals, but I love it. Like, you could do this look with a lilac, with a pink, with a mint green, with a powder blue. Like, mixing pastels with like a cool toned neutral, oh, I love it. Okay, so next up we are going to jump into the shimmer shade, which is this absolutely gorgeous guy. It goes between like a goldish champagne shade and a lilac pinkish shade. So that is what we are going to be putting on the lid as the shimmer on top of that purple, and I'm excited. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love that. It makes it even more blinding of a purple shade. So pretty. Okay, so we are going to do the liner next. You know, I think I'm gonna end up just using the LA Girl liner in, what is this, Vivid. Just because I could have used this one from Kaleidos, but I feel like the multi-chrome liners are just a little bit too deep of a shade, and I'm not wanting to darken this up so much. I want to kind of keep it more light and for like a day look rather than smoking it out. Yeah, I definitely think that going just with the purple shade is great, because that really ties the purple in with the rest of the neutral look. So we're gonna jump into mascara next, and I have two different ones. One is by Elizabeth Mott, and it's the It's So Big. And then I also have from Pure the Fully Charged mascara that is very similar to the Benefit one in that it says that it has like magnet stuff in it. So we're gonna kind of test out both of them, see which one we like. The Elizabeth Mott one has kind of that like figure 8 shade for the bristles, so very curious to see how that goes. I would say it certainly acts as a lengthening mascara, but it is advertised as a voluming mascara, and I'm not so sure I buy into that, just because I have plenty of other mascaras that do way more on the volumizing side. So let's go ahead and try the Pure one next. And this guy just has more of a standard bristled brush, nothing weirdly shaped on there. So let's give this guy a go. Well, I would say those two combined definitely created more of a volumizing mascara. So they look nice together. I do think though that I prefer the Benefit magnetized one to the Pure one. This felt very dry going on my lashes, and Yeah, I'm not as much of a fan of that. I feel like the Benefit one had a softer formula on there, and even though it wasn't hugely volumizing, it made for really gorgeous natural lashes, and so I really like that one for like a day-to-day type of mascara. But the Elizabeth Mott one, if you're just wanting more lengthening, I think is actually a kind of nice mascara for that. And the Pure one, I think the Benefit one is better. So I could probably do without both of those, just because I do prefer a volumizing formula over a lengthening one. But overall, I think the majority of the products were absolutely awesome. Love the eyeshadows from both Glam Shop and P. Louise. Absolutely gorgeous. The P. Louise matte formula is one of my favorites. And the Glam Shop one is also really, really good. Shimmers were awesome, and so can't complain about that portion of the look at all. I think the complexion products were really, really nice. They've been working out great. So the last thing that we have is a lip product. And I was on the fence about which lip one I wanted to use from P. Louise because there were so many lip products in that advent calendar. We have a lip drip, or we have the Stay Shining, both of which are lip glosses. They're just two different formulas. The lip drip is apparently a bit of a thicker consistency, has a little bit more tint to it, whereas the Stay Shining is a lighter gloss. But the Stay Shining one also is the one that has the smell that is delicious. Oh yes, I think this is the toasted marshmallows one. It's so good. So what's interesting is I actually went on the P. Louise website to get some more of this, and not all of them have a good scent with them, because I picked up one that was more of like a bright, like pinky reddish shade, and that one does not have a scent at all. So I thought that was very interesting. So I guess the only ones that have the scent with them are those duos that you can get that look like they're in those little like drinking cartons with the straw on them, because that's what these guys came in. Those are the ones that have the flavor. But if you just singularly are getting just the lip gloss, not all of them have a scent. So that's something of note, that if you were primarily wanting to get it because you like the scents, get the ones that are in those duo containers. And the lip oils that come with it too are also super, super worth it. And so like nothing to feel bad about that. So I think I'm gonna go with the scented one just because it smells so good. The applicator is also super soft and definitely a larger lip applicator. Oh yeah, that is such a nice formula. It's not too heavy of a gloss, not too sticky either. It does have a little bit of a stick though, so if you're out in the wind, your hair is gonna get stuck to your mouth. But just for like moving around and like talking, not super sticky. Has a nice sweet scent. The smell is not overbearing once it is applied. It's just ever so slight, like a nice little sweet accent. And so I really, really enjoy that. I mean, P. Louise is definitely becoming rapidly one of my favorite brands, because I have yet to come across something from them that I'm not like, oh, I could do without. No, like I love everything. So very, very excited about all of that. I really enjoyed the complexion products, the Kaleidos bronzer and the blushes from P. Louise. Very, very nice for if you were wanting to create natural looks. Perfect for that. I think the only things that I was not a huge fan of were foundation for sure. Could do without that guy. And then the mascaras, I'm neither here nor there. I think out of the two of them, definitely I could do without the Pure one, the Elizabeth Mott one. Since I have it, if I'm looking for just a lengthening mascara, it works out fine. But I wouldn't actively go out and buy another one if I ran out. And so that's kind of my thought on those. But everything else, I absolutely love. And so I would love to know what you guys think. What do you think of the eye look? I mean, blinding purple with the neutrals. I absolutely love it. It's so pretty. But I want to know what you guys think of all of it. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you did not, as we always do here. And let me know if you guys have picked up any of these products, what you're thinking of them. If any of you have used the Air Flash and you're like, definitely go for a sponge instead of a brush. I'm still gonna give it a try with the sponge, but 99% sure that I'm just gonna use it up and then get rid of it. So anyway. and not repurchase. That's my thought on that, but I would love to know what you guys think. And if you made it to the end of the video and you have not yet subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe. Come join my family here. I talk a ton about indie brands. A lot of get ready with me's where I show off the different products that I've been purchasing so you guys can see how they work from my face and see if they are something that you would want to pick up. We normally swatch a whole bunch of stuff. Definitely have some swatching videos coming up for you guys. Terra Moons, my entire Terra Moons collection is coming up, so you're definitely going to want to stick around for that. But other than that, you guys just go have a good one.